Hello, people. It's my pleasure to welcome you to another scintillating edition of the program Sport Exchange, where we talk strictly sport business. My name is Jide Olaniro. On the show today, we'll be talking about Nigeria's National League side that is blazing the trail digitally. That is one of our talking points on the show. And also, we'll be looking at the League Management Committee and the PPG controversy. Those are the things that we'll be looking at as far as the show is concerned today. We're going to a short break, and when we come back, we'll serve you the news and we'll go straight to the dugout. Welcome back. Straight to the news. Lagos-based sports promotion outfit Dynaspro Promotions is partnering UK sports coaching in providing an online training for the trainers. UKSC and Dynaspro Promotions established a training partnership to develop best practice within the United Kingdom and Nigeria. According to the Chief Executive Officer of Dynaspro Promotions, Oluseyi Oyebode, the training is aimed at empowering coaches in schools to be at par with their counterparts across the globe. And straight to rugby, the Nigerian Rugby Football Federation has signed an exclusive long-term kit sponsorship and partnership deal with a British sports clothing outfit, BLK Sports, to kit the nationals teams. According to the NRFF, the partnership agreement involves BLK Sports producing match jerseys, shorts, socks, and replica clothes, among other items for the NRFF. BLK Sales and Marketing Manager Charles Littlefair expressed the sports kitting company's pride in working with the NRFF, saying while the Rugby Federation President Kelechi Mbagu described the partnership with BLK as pointing to the bright future of rugby sponsorship in the country. We'll go on a short break now, and when we come back, we'll go straight to the dugout segment, and we will be talking to the communication director of Vandrezzer FC. Welcome back. Nigerian National League side Vandrezzer FC is the most followed football club in Nigeria and ranked 37th in Africa, according to the just released Digital African Football Club benchmark. They've got 281 followers on their digital assets. Wow. Anyway, let's just join right now the communication director of Vandrezzer FC, George Essien, on the show. George, it's my pleasure to have you on Sport Exchange. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you, Jide. It's great to be here again.
Well, all right, George, let's talk about the fact that a second-tier team is blazing the trail when you talk about clubs with the most followed club, with the most followed fans in Nigeria, rather. How did Vandrezzer achieve this feat?
Well, thank you very much. I think I've been asked that question for about a week right now. Following that, release and our latest rankings, we first of all give God the glory. And by the way, we will be 1 year old in the next 9 days. All right, so we're just a little under a year. Purposeful leadership, I'd start with that. All right, of course, after God's grace. purposeful leadership. That's it. It has to be visionary. It has to be purposeful. It has to be focused. If the top is not focused on what it wants to do, definitely it wouldn't trickle down. So that's what's happened. We have a leadership that's is condemned to just align with international best practices. I mean, even in Nigeria, there's still people who want international best practices. And so that is what has seen us, to this rating. And then dedicated staff, of course, we have been intoxicated by this, this vision. And we've run with it. And, and look at where we are at the moment. I mean, we're a second-tiered club, like you did mention. Our goals will be to get up there to the top tier, to represent Nigeria, to ultimately make sure that this business is profitable. So we've been driven by that, and that's why we never stop, engaging the fans. That's why even though we've played only 3 competitive games in our existence, we still make sure that we put in all the details, especially in our home games. I think that's what actually drew a lot of fans to us, aside to social media, which I know that we have a very great team. The social media is, believe it or not, the president of Vandrezzer FC is actively involved in that one. He comes up with the ideas and throws it to us, and then we run with it and make it materialize. And that's what is also what we're seeing. But back to what we do on match days, if you're, of course, many fans of the Premier League and even the more organized leagues, I mean, these things that we do are done even in Ghana, they're done in South Africa, they're done in Egypt. The pre-match ceremonies that we do have, the flag unveil, we have someone who sings the national anthem. It's just that carnival-like atmosphere. Sometimes we bring artists to perform before games. It's something that we want to do every time. And many people said, well, they're just starting, that's why they're doing it. No, this is what is done at Stamford Bridge. This is what is done at the Emirates. This is what is done at Wembley. So why not just do that? And so far, we're almost a year. Maybe it didn't turn out the way we expected, that the league will be truncated just like that. Don't forget the NNL stopped in December 2019. It wasn't because of COVID. We're supposed to resume in January. And then, nothing was said. And just before, the ministry and the NFF came out with the circular that football activities should be stopped, the NNL had already come out with a circular telling us that, the NNL has been stopped for causing reasons. The first instance, was to see how we can even take the NNL to court, take Nigerian football to court. How can we register for a season, pay everything, and set up all the structures, put in so much money? And when I talk about so much money, I mean a lot of money. I'm not sure that any private club has done what we have done. It's not like we've bought ourselves following, set the structures on ground, got speakers from, sound system from Spain, got the best grounds equipment from the UK. This is running into hundreds of millions of naira. We got a Brazilian coach. We got, 2 foreign players. We're hoping to get more as well. We got young players as well. A lot of investment is going into this. We refurbished the Ikot Stadium, which is our home ground. So the investments and then the way the NNL treated it got us quite upset. But, when we look at the numbers that we have, we look at the fans that we have, we say, well, it's not so bad. We're still living to fight another day. And so here we are with 9 days to our, 1-year anniversary. We are the most followed club in Nigeria, and that gives us a lot of hope.
Well, thank you very much, George, for opening my eyes to some of the things you guys are doing. Let's look at, are you guys looking at getting something, return on investment sort of, because the digital assets of clubs right now have become money spinning. Are you looking in that direction too?
Obviously, we wouldn't spend this much time, this much energy, this much resources, trying to get the numbers. and trying to let everybody know that there is a club right here that should be reckoned with. We're looking at return on investments, no doubt. Just a few days ago, we signed a partnership deal with Ovation Media Group. That actually, will entail that we actually are partners in progress. It's not like we're going to dole out money for whatever Ovation is giving us. They're giving us service. We also, of course, will be partnering with them. So that is one. We've been able to attract partnership. We're looking at attracting more again, just before the league resumes. And also we've tried to fortify the players and recruitment aspects. As a result of that, we have formed an academy, of which the leadership of the academy will be announced in a short while. So the idea is to get players that are very sellable. And now, who runs a football club that doesn't want to sell its players? So that's what we're looking at doing. And for the numbers, we are working with Result Sports in Germany to ensure that these figures are maximized. I mean, we have over 280,000 followers, on digital media. That's a lot for us to cash out, but we're not stopping there. We're building it. When we look at the likes of Alakli that have 29 million, we know that we're just scratching the surface. And to be Nigeria's most followed club ever in existence, we feel excited, but I just feel that, Nigeria, where were we? Well, where have we been in this sort of cycle? And that's what we're hoping to try to come and change. We're looking for more Vandrezzers that will come in there for the business. Need I say, Vandrezzer FC is majorly sponsored by Vandrezzer Group, a private entity. So this is not, there's no face to Vandrezzer per se. The face to Vandrezzer is the head coach, Raphael Everton. There's no one man coming out to float a political idea or something, and at the end of the day, he wants to get elected for any position. That's not what's going on. Right. This is passion, this is business, and we hope that it will stay that way.
Mm-hmm. All right. I know you guys are looking at fans' engagements beyond the digital sphere. I know that, for example, there is an outlet for those who are interested in getting your souvenirs and memorabilia of the club. Are you looking at replicating this all over the nation, or it's just a Lagos thing because that's where the market is?
Yeah, we do have a pop-up shop at the Palms, Lekki. For those who visit the Palms, they must have seen our pop-up shop right there. Sometimes we open it for a month and, every other month. But we're trying as much as possible to sell, the digital store. Because, we're not just pan-Nigerian, we're pan-African, we're global. We've had people who have ordered for our jerseys, from all over the world as well. Interestingly, when we say we have, over 280,000 followers, it's not, the bulk of them will be Nigerian, but a sizable number of them as well are foreigners, from the UK, from Ghana, from South Africa, some of them Nigerian, some of them, of course, natives of those countries. So we're promoting as much as possible the digital store. Anyone who's, up to it can just go straight to vandrezzerfc.com right now. And there's an ease of even getting your merchandise wherever you are in Nigeria. And also, we are providing opportunities, employment opportunities, revenue-making opportunities for football fans out there. If you can become an agent of Vandrezzer FC store. Once you sell a jersey, you get a percentage from that one. So that program is already on. If you just go to our website, you see all about that one. We're promoting the digital store, but for now, we do have Lagos, we have Uyo, and then we have Port Harcourt for now. And also Abuja as well. I think Abuja should be opening up anytime soon. But the best bet is to go straight to vandrezzerfc.com and place your orders. And our merchandise will get to you wherever you are in the world.
Okay. All right. George, let me ask you, let's go to the pitch now. Let's talk football. Are you guys not afraid that some of those clubs in the Premier League will be coming around to poach some of your players now? The last time you guys played was maybe 2019. Since January, you guys have not been playing football.
Well, we went on a tour in February, March, just before COVID struck Nigeria. We kept our players for a while too. We're still keeping them, although we did tell them, according to COVID rules, they had to leave camp. And even if players go, we do know we also have eyes on players as well. All right. The name of the game is trying to refresh our squad, and that's definitely what Coach Rafa Everton has been mandated to do: refresh the squad. If they come to get our players, fine, that's business. We want to sell. Yes, let them come. All right. If you know any club that wants to buy any of our players, let them feel free to come around, and we'll do business. And it's the same way we're looking at players that we can also get as well. The thing now is that no one even knows when the league is starting. You know, that could be a frustration to many. But like you've seen, we got this recent rating during the lockdown. So we're not stopping. We'll keep on doing what we can do digitally. And when we have a signal of when football is going to resume, we already have eyes on, players that we think would make up our 2020-2021 squad, and we'll go for it. So we're not scared. Let them come. Okay.
All right. George, don't go away. You're still with me. I want to, let's move a bit now, because you actually, you have set the ball rolling in this direction that I really didn't want us to go, but I think we should touch it, because apart from being the communication director of Vandrezzer FC, you are also a sport journalist. So let's look at the LMC and the PPG controversy between Eyimba on one side, Rivers United, and the NFF, the umbrella body that is meant to govern football. Listen to this take by the chairman of Eyimba and the Rivers State Commissioner for Sports, and when we come back, we'll talk more about that. Don't go away.
For someone to look at our pedigree and our platform and our achievements. And let's even put it this way, what people are missing. If you go by that so-called PPG, and you have all the clubs that have played 25 matches, and Eyimba played only 20 matches, right? You have a team that have played only 20 matches, and they have the same point with a club that have played 25 matches. Out of those 20 matches, out of these outstanding 5 matches, we have 3 home matches. Are you telling me if you had allowed Eyimba to play equal matches like every other club, that will not be number 1? Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair. You're talking about fairness. You were talking about fairness, and nobody seems to realize that we only played 20 matches. It's not by our choice. That is the situation on ground. So if you're calculating, if you reduce every other club 5 matches and bring them equal to 20 matches, do you think that when you make those calculations will not be top on the table? And if you had allowed also the league to have gone all the way, do you think we'll have this situation to start talking about going to Champions League or not winning the league? We're a championship club. You cannot underrate us. Let me tell you, nobody has done us any favor. It's actually a big shame. We refuse to get involved into all this controversy because there is nothing. If a club feel aggrieved, they have the proper channel. They should go all out and take all the necessary steps to address the issue. It's not by threats. It's not by bringing people down. That's what we disagree with. So I don't think anybody has done us a favor. Okay, look at our record. Even in the Champions League, for instance, how many matches have we played all through these years? Who is the most famous club within this? Who has achieved more, both in the league, in all sectors? So what is we are not trying to be boastful, but we are all saying that, our platform and pedigree. So such a question is ridiculous.
Now, on the side, I need to also introduce another angle to what has transpired in the past few weeks or months. I'm using this opportunity to plead with the Federal Minister of Sports to wade into this matter. Amaju, that is the president of Nigerian Football Federation, and his co-travelers, especially Shehu Diko, the chairman of the League Management Committee, are taking Nigerian football 50 years behind. And I'm saying this with all evidence within my purview that if these two persons and their co-travelers in the Nigerian Football Federation is not called to order, Nigerian football will continue to dwindle, even worse than the situation we find ourselves. How can you have a matter before you and the president of Nigerian Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, my friend, will visit Abia State on the 21st of August, last week Friday, and then you come on Monday, the 24th, to release a white paper to say this is the decision of Nigerian Football Federation? What has happened? How did water enter the melon? He should tell us. If he doesn't tell us, we will expose everything that they have been doing in Nigerian football. And we're saying that we are not going to rest on this matter until Rivers United and the people of Rivers State get justice.
All right, that's it. And also, let's just look at what the NFF has said. Controversy that's been created. According to the NFF letter reads in parts. Fundamentally, this action by Rivers United is clearly a breach of the stipulations of the NFF Code of Ethics and the NFF Statute 2010 with regards to the responsibilities and obligations of a member of the NFF. You are therefore advised to publicly repudiate or withdraw the disparaging statements and tender a public apology within 48 hours, upon the failure of which appropriate disciplinary actions will be taken against Rivers United Football Club within the necessary provisions of the NFF Statute 2010, the NFF Ethics Code, and indeed the NPFL framework and rules. Well, end of quote. That's it. George, before I allow you go, this is a controversy which can affect the business of the game. The bigger picture is the fact that football is business. If we continue like this, especially from clubs that are bankrolled by governments, where do we go from here, George?
Well, Jide, you had to rope me in this one, man. I'm a journalist, but I'm also, of course, now a sports administrator, a club administrator. Well, it's clear, right? According to the statute, you decide first of all based on points, and then you go goal difference, and then the third option is head-to-head. Obviously, in this case, there was no head-to-head because only one leg of that game was played in a league that was truncated. Now, while Onyansiago has its points, the fact that, if the league had finished, but it's not even a matter of the league had finished. It's force majeure. So let's say it has finished. Forget about if it had finished. All right. So, and also when he bragged about Aimba being worthy representatives, I am afraid that it went down to that. All right. I wouldn't want to take sides, but like I said, NFF went for option 3, skipped option 2. All right. So, I expected that the NFF would respond in trying to explain to Rivers United and Nigerians. They haven't really, reacted to the issues that Boma had raised. Instead, they are sanctioning him querying him for being, abusive and insolent and using harsh words on the leadership of the NFF. That's not what I expected to see. I expected them to probably explain again, for avoidance of doubt, Mr. Boma, even though you have come up and said this, that this is why we took this decision. Decision stands. conformity with FIFA. Amadou had said that he had run it by FIFA and everybody is okay with it. Even CAF was okay, with the decisions that came. But I did not expect that kind of response, because now that Boma and Rivers United have failed to give you a response to the query, what happens next?
Okay.
All right. So Rivers United do have a claim. It's not in Anyansi's Ago's place to even explain why it was done, and it's not a matter of pedigree right now.
Okay.
Right? It's not a matter of that you are aimed at. But that's just it, and we just hope that it will be said, like you said, for the good of the game.
Thank you very much. All right. George, I've been talking to the communication director of Vandrezzer FC, George Essien. What a rush. George, it's my pleasure to have you again on Sport Exchange. Thank you very much for being our guest.
All right, then. Have a nice day.
You too. All right. That is where we'll drop the anchor for today's edition. Thank you for joining me. Keep it with me next time. Till I come your way, sports is big money.